the 10-team mock here. That good news is a full room, so hopefully nobody milks the clock too much. Good news, if you can't make it to church on this weekend, we got God at pick 10. So
there you go.
Word of the Lord is pick 10 today, I guess.
Listen, it's nice to have God here with us today.
I mean, all the places in the universe God could be right now, rocking with us in a 10-teamer. Good for you.
If that doesn't tell you how important it is to mock, then I don't know what will.
5:50 on a Thursday afternoon. College football is kicked off. Baseball games going on. WNBA. Hey, you can do any sport. You got to know. We're mocking here. The draft's now loaded. We're very excited here. We're mock draft number 7 on Total Hockey now. If you're just new to the show, we've been doing this all summer long. Basically, once July hits, we do mock drafts all the way into the beginning of October when the fantasy hockey season starts. We love mocky season, and it's one of our favorite things to do. We're getting to it a little bit late today, but hey, we wanted to do some tiers and figured it wouldn't be too long of a Norris Trophy conversation because, again, it's Cale Makar's to lose very much here. We'll get things ready here. 2.5 minutes. 10-teamer here. You are picking right behind me, so the snipe potential is going to be out of control going both ways in the snake draft today. I'm just going to tell you right now, I'm taking Cale Makar if he's there at 5. So is it easy for you to take Pasternak at 6, or maybe you jump on a Rantanen or a Matthews or somebody like that?
I can't seem to get Cale Makar no matter what. I can't seem to get him. It just feels like I have to be in the 4 hole. And I'm not. So I'm trying really hard to get him, but I won't. It's nice of you to tell me in advance. I'll still put him on my I'll still put him in my queue list so I can hear the noise. When you get sniped, it makes that noise. But listen, there was a time in life where I thought I was able to get Cale Makar and Kirill Kaprizov, and those dreams have died this year because they won't happen.
Yeah, last year, we've talked about, that was your build last year, and it's just not possible. Even in an 8-team league, just not possible.
No, that's why you can't use the players from last year this year. And what I mean by that is value, because I think I got Zach Werenski in the 10th, and now he's going in the 2nd because that's what what I mean. Fantasy hockey is about value. That's what you're looking for, right? That's what you're looking for. It's all about value. There's no such thing as a player you can't trade. There's no such thing as a player you can't own, or there's none of that. It's about value. You got to find the value, and then you got to take it, and you got to milk it. You got to get the most out of it.
So I'm picking 5th, and I said I'm taking Makar. Now, granted, maybe the guy picking 4th takes Makar. That leaves me with Kucherov. I think as much as I don't like drafting in the middle of a round, it's just I like to have a cluster of picks either at the beginning or the end of the round. I don't love being in the middle, but this year in fantasy, I think that's kind of where you want to be because that's really where you're going to be able to build it out well. And I got to get rid of my sounds here. Let's see if I remember. Oh, yes, got rid of it. Nope, wrong window.
I didn't say anything. I wanted to keep going.
I know you wanted to keep going. Adrian on the clock first here. Now, of course, the only people I know in the room are Chris and myself. If somebody's watching and they're in the room, please identify yourself. Oh, look, it's our buddy Gene. Hey, boys, I'd love to jump in the smock with you, but I have to do the school run. Can't wait to watch the school run. All right. Yeah, I'm going to be in that picking up my daughter from after school in a little bit myself here. But here, Adrian's going to be a jerk and take up the full 30 seconds on the first overall pick just to take Connor McDavid. If you're going to milk the clock, can you take Draisaitl or McKinnon? Do something like that. Come on. Anyway, I digress. All right. So, as expected,
correct. Whoa.
So,
is
first
Jimmy
3
real?
picks, McKinnon, Draisaitl, you could flip-flop 2-3. I got a decision to make here. Am I passing on Nikita Kucherov for Erik Karlsson? I was not anticipating this.
E.T. Miller is elite.
Yeah, I can find right wings later. I can't find. I'm going to talk myself in the car passing up. So now Kucherov falls to you, which is not what he takes Kaprizov. Oh, he takes a Russian last name with the letter K, but it is not Nikita Kucherov. I don't know what Michael's doing, but I mean, listen, I know why you did Kaprizov because you want if you can't get one, you're going to get the other, and that's fine.
Did we miss something on JT Miller this summer? Is he a 100-point player now? I know he throws his weight around. I know that. Like he's one of those players who hits more and can rack up points. But did I miss something?
Third, fourth round, sure, for JT Miller, not fourth overall. And there, David Pasternak, Connor Hellebuck. And we're going to round out, we're going to close out round one here. So the picks are McDavid, McKinnon, Leon Draisaitl, JT Miller, Cale Makar, I took, Kirill Kaprizov, Chris took, and Kucherov at 7, Pasternak at 8, Hellebuck at 9. And hey, the pick we've all been waiting for. I don't even know if he talked about it in scriptures, but God. So he's going to go pick 10 and pick 11 here. Or she. If you saw Dogma, it could be a she. It was Alanis Morissette in that movie.
I want to see what God's going to take. I want to know what his...
I mean, Matthews has got to be the pick there at 10. And then, to me, you pair it with a Hughes. A Matthews, Hughes, and a 10-teamer. Certainly can't go wrong there.
Now you're starting to cook at that range. You know what I mean? Now you're starting to cook.
Yeah. All right. So we open up round 2. I still can't. The JT Miller thing threw me off. I mean, I ended up taking the guy I was going to take anyway, but you really 87 assists projected according for projection for Kucherov in Tampa this year. So I had to think about it, but there we go. So Matthews, Rantanen, Matthews, Hughes. Either way, I'm okay with that build there. And there goes Brady Tkachuk for Connor Hellebuck, getting across the board category guy there. There goes Quinn Hughes. So Pasternak, Hughes at pick 5, 6, 7, 8 off the turf in your first two at pick and 8. That's pretty good.
Pretty good.
You're pretty happy with that. So Kucherov here on the clock. I will see what direction he goes. Chris is 2 picks away. I'm 1 pick away. The sniping possibilities are going to be endless here, especially once we get into those late single digit, early double digit rounds. That's where Chris and I are going to start pissing each other off a lot. It's going to happen. So there goes Kyle Connor. So there you go. Kucherov, Connor pairing on the wing. Not a bad way to go. Chris, I have a feeling I know who he's going to take here. Again, 10-team league. You get some pretty good teams there. Oh, you take Nylander. I for sure thought you were taking your boy Eichel.
A lot of drafts have gone like that. If you go back and just watch these mocks in order, it's usually Kaprizov and Eichel. So I was like, maybe I do something just a little bit different today. Now, Eichel would have been a great pick, by the way. That's why.
I mean, I'm going to take him, and my only hesitation and there's nothing wrong with getting Jack Eichel at pick 26, is this centers are so deep, especially in a 10-team league, that you really want to fill up your blue line and your wings first, but I just can't pass a Jack Eichel there. Jimmy making a mock of the system here. Tom Wilson round 2. So we got we got a rabble rouser here, folks, at pick 4. JT Miller, Tom Wilson, your first 2 picks. There goes Mitch Marner. So Draisaitl, Marner.
Does Jimmy work at ESPN? Maybe that's the rankings he's using. Is he using last year's rankings?
Oh no, I don't know what rankings he's using, but in no rankings should both JT Miller.
I'm not more interested in who he's going to take in the third here.
Yeah.
I want to know what play. Like, does this league count hits? He's going to win the hit category every week, though. There's no question.
Ant Rivera checking in on us, and yes, he's got it. He hit the nail on the head here. Yes. Dude, he took Tom Wilson pick 2. So that's going to be the sub story, the other storyline. Like, you watch a sitcom, you got the A storyline, the B storyline. The B storyline is going to be what Jimmy's doing here. JT Miller, Tom Wilson. So there goes McDavid, Ottinger, Werenski, and a 10-teamer to start your first 3. You're hitting all the levels there. There goes Sam Reinert. So McKinnon, Reinert, Vasilevsky from Mike. Danny on the clock now. We got Matthew Tkachuk, Braden Point, Mackenzie Blackwood, Bouchard. All these people available here. And Yahoo finally has got ADPs up in the last week. They now have enough data to do that, so now you can sort by that. With Danny looking to see what he does. He takes Jack Hughes with Marner and Draisaitl. Mackenzie Weegar, we talked about him being an undervalued fantasy defenseman because of what he gets you across the board. And
he's going for the hits, though. Again, I think I found Jimmy's strategy here.
I mean, listen, there are other defensemen you could take besides Weegar there, but why not? All right, so it's a 10-team league. It's going to be plenty of forwards available. I'm going defenseman. 2 out of my first 3 picks, Makar, Bouchard. You got to start 4, and I'm confident I could get a strong goalie waiting a little bit. I can get, there's still quality wings out there. I don't mind that. Now maybe I could sit back off the blue line a little bit there. Jimmy is banned from our official fantasy draft. I will not allow this debauchery.
I would invite Jimmy. On the absolute contrary.
Give me a patsy. I don't care. That's fine. You can win hits every week. Good for you.
Jimmy's getting a personal invite from me.
Chris takes Igor Shesterkin, who we'll talk about goalies at a future show, but that's another bounce back candidate there. There goes Matthew Tkachuk. Braden Point, Sidney Crosby, as we're about to close out round 10. And it doesn't matter who your god is. He's here or she's here, and she's getting ready to make her third round pick and her fourth round and the fourth.
Sidney Crosby continuing to go super early in drafts, and I love it.
He's, to me, like, he's still capable of being a 35-35 or maybe even a 40-35 kind of guy, because he's going to be the only source of that Pittsburgh offense. But yeah, I don't mind Crosby at the end of the third round. I wouldn't take him sooner than that, but sure, why not? Mackenzie Blackwood to close out round 3 and pick 30, and we'll see what the opening pick of round 4 is going to be here.
What a turnaround for Mackenzie Blackwood in his career.
The guy opened the season splitting with Vitek Vanacek in San Jose and finished in Colorado. It's a pretty good. It's a pretty good upgrade.
Going undrafted in most leagues, and all of a sudden he's now top 5 goalie in fantasy.
Now there goes Panarin to open up round 4, pick 41. Here's a guy that maybe I could have considered at my pick there, along with Tkachuk if I wanted to go on the wing, but I don't know. I like overloading that blue line a little bit here. Jason Robertson goes to Alex M at pick 42. Liam, whose last 2 picks were Quinn Hughes and Braden Point. We'll see how he's going to go here. As Chris is 2 picks away, I'm 3 picks away. There goes Gensel and Forsberg. I know who you're taking without even looking at it, because I looked at him and he's not going to make it. Oh, you take Rasmus Dahlin. I am surprised.
I need a defenseman.
Well, this would have been a snipe pick had it been the other way, but I'm not going to wait anymore getting my first winger, Matt Boldy. Sorry, they got to see him go, but there's no way I can let him go past there. There goes Moritz Seider. So again, he's going after hits. Our buddy Jimmy.
He's going after hits here. This team is stacked on the hits and block shots.
That's fine. That's one way to go back. There's Tim Stutzel, Victor Hedman, who went a little bit late, probably went, with factoring Jimmy in aside, went about where he expected. There goes Macklin Celebrini, pick 410. And then Ovechkin to open up around 5. Josh Morrissey, another strong defensive pick there. And Danny back on the clock here. There goes Lane Hudson. Oh, I don't know if he was getting back to you. Vinny Trocheck. This guy's got to be a Ranger fan. And I get it. He wins face-off. He's hits and all that. But come on, man. It's a little much. Let's see here. So, all right. I could snipe you on one guy, but I'd rather take this guy because he's got wing eligibility. Mr. Tage Thompson. I'm very big on him. 5th round is exactly where he should be going. He was not going to be waiting for me if I tried to wait for the 6th round. Other guy I was considering there was Nick Suzuki. But
I had him queued up, so I will take Nick then.
Now remember, I did you a solid there. I could have taken Suzuki, probably a slightly better pick there if he's available. But I already had Eichel.
I wanted Tage Thompson though.
Oh, okay. My intention was to not screw you, and I ended up screwing you by not trying to screw.
I wanted the upside there. Tage Thompson's got the wing eligibility. He can score 40.
There goes Adam Fox. So Adam Fox, Bedard, Barkov, Gustafson, the last 4 picks as we close round 5. Gustafson opens round 6. So yeah, Bedard, and I never thought I'd see Tage Thompson and Bedard usually go right near each other. Never thought I'd see Bedard going as late as the 5th round. This could be the last time in his career for probably the next 10 years that he's going this late in drafts.
I think he's a good candidate for a bounce back.
Oh, hell yeah. There goes Robert Thomas. Adrian Kempe, damn it. I know I like Kempe.
There we go. This is the last time they sit us next to each other.
All right. Now, I'd love to go Clayton Keller here, but I feel like goalies, if I don't take Sorokin here, I'm probably going to regret it. We get my top goalie off the board. Talk about bounce back candidates. Ilya Sorokin. Absolutely. I think he gets closer to his form from 2 to 3 years ago versus last year. There goes Charlie McAvoy again. So, Jimmy, please, if you happen to catch this either live or maybe you're perusing around YouTube later on, just shoot us an email, please. Total Hockey Now, Jim. We want to know what you were thinking here in this mock draft, 6:00 Eastern time, approximately on August 28th. Appreciate you being a part of it. Always nice to have a full room and not have a bunch of bots in here. No offense to the bots. After McAvoy, Clayton Keller, who absolutely who I was taking. Marty Natras is a sneaky picker in this range too. That, think about what Rantanen did on that top line. He's not Mikko Rantanen, but he's playing with the guys that Rantanen played with. So Natras is certainly a sneaky guy to get in that, 6th, maybe even 7th round range. But you're probably waiting a little too long if you get deep in the 7th round. Broski opens round 7. Shea Theodore goes. Elias Pettersson goes there. Jimmy. Let's see what Jimmy does.
Jimmy must have been so mad that he couldn't get. Oh, well, Elias Pettersson doesn't hit anybody, so it doesn't matter.
I mean, knowing who's on the board right now, Wyatt Johnson. All right, so now he's actually starting to take some guys that play. Looking at my team here.
Interesting.
I'm sorry to do it.
That's where I thought you were going to.
Listen. I wanted another guy that could play the wing, and that's certainly pick 7-5 is not a bad place to get Cole Caulfield.
Yeah, well,
sorry, buddy. Well, you took Kempe from me, so because of Kempe gets the hits in a banger league. I mean, he's just.
Yeah, I'll take a defenseman.
Get your guy Roman Josi there. Dustin Wolf goes right after him, pick 67. And then, we'll see what Liam does here. He took Hinton Fox with his last 2 picks. Been a fun mock draft. Having a good time here. Not quite at the halfway point yet. Almost there. Dustin Wolf. So round 7 here. We haven't had any strong runs on positions there. Because a lot of these guys are center and wing combos. There goes Lucas Raymond, Thomas Harley, and Jacob Chikrin. Close out round 7. We open up round 8 with Jordan Kyrou. Certainly not a bad pick there. Guy's going to get a ton of goals on the right wing. See if Alex M goes defenseman again. There's still some quality centers here, but again, this is where you want to start maybe getting some of those wings because the wings are going to thin out before the centers. Bro, there go Jake Sanderson. Shout out Sherry.
Yahoo's projections, we take them with a grain of salt sometimes, but he was projected to have 55 points. So even Yahoo's coming down to reality a little bit.
3 goalies in the last 8 picks, a little bit of a mini run there. Nico Hischier, certainly a great way to go there, pick 8-5. I'm back on the clock now here. A lot of ways I can go. All right. I haven't been taking him in a lot of drafts, but give me Dylan Larkin.
Oh, okay.
I know we're not. Hurdle goes there too. That's a way I could have gone. I don't. And here's the thing. I'm not big on the Red Wings, but Dylan Larkin, he's the guy there. He's the driving force. And to me, he was the best available there. When you took Hischier, I was kind of hoping he would get one more pick there, and I could have gone Hurdle, I could have gone Mishkov, but I'll take Dylan Larkin at pick 76.
Someone's got to score in Detroit. The Iser plan's got to go some way.
Yes, Lucas Raymond's certainly going to get some of those goals too, and DeBrincat as well. Those guys all kind of go within the Detroit Red Wings top line. All kind of goes depending on your format in that 7th, 8th round range. So Nikolai Ehlers, who's another guy I was considering there, but I don't know. I'm trying to take guys that I don't normally take a whole lot of, and Ehlers is a guy that I draft a fair amount of. So I'm trying to zag where I would zig normally. Again, true of other than McCarr, kind of, and Thompson, pretty much true of everyone I'm taking. Sorokin's a guy I try to. He's like that. Like, okay, I want to get him before you start getting to the Darcy Kempers of the world. As big as I was on Darcy Kemper last season, gonna have some regression this year. Just with the numbers he put up last year, it's tough to believe he would do anything close to that 2 years in a row. I'm 2 picks away here as Yuri Slafkovsky, Seth Jarvis open up the 9th round as the first 2 picks there. Hughes first, and then Pierre-Luc Dubois. All right, so I'm gonna look at defensemen here. Not trying to purposely snipe you. But Noah Dobson, I'm gonna go for that all-around factor and get that. There's another defenseman I'd consider there too, but I don't know. Again, trying to take people I don't normally take. Chris loves the Kings today. He takes Kempe and Fiala. There goes Dougie Hamilton. So we're moving along here. Past the halfway point of this 10-team mock draft on Total Hockey Now. Mock draft number 7 of the summer. Sizzling number 7. We go through the 9th round here. We are up to pick 80. Excuse me. Pick 89 was Dougie Hamilton. Excuse me. That's his expert rank. He just went. Right, there's Thatcher Demko. So I may have to look at goalies here coming back. There goes Konechny, Brandon Montour to open up round 10. Mika Zibanejad, that's a little early for Zibanejad. Usually could get him in those mid-teen rounds, I would say. Demko probably a little bit early on him in the 9th round because of the injury stuff. Chris is 3 picks away. I'm 4 picks away. I got to start getting ready for what I want to do here.
I feel comfortable with my next selection.
If you get them. If you get him, 2 picks away.
If I get them, yes.
There's 2 guys I've got my eye on. 3 guys I've got my eye on. There goes Jordan Binnington, Miro Heiskanen. So did either of your guys get taken? Yeah, you did it back to me.
I was looking.
I know you were aiming for that. Now listen, we're going by rank. Do I want to go? I kind of want to go goalie here, but my weight is the question. Not real. No, I can't wait. I cannot wait. I'm gonna. You know what? Give me Logan Thompson. There goes Darcy Kemper. So I'm glad I took a goaltender because I knew one was going. I predict some regression for Kemper. I still think he'll be a good, serviceable goalie, but I'd rather get Logan Thompson and aim to get Charlie Lindgren, have that handcuff. No, I have one of the better teams in the Metropolitan Division. I have their goalie handcuffed to go along with Ilya Sorokin. Sometimes people don't want to do the same goalies within the division. I'm not as anal about that as some other people. Damn, Seth Jones went. I mean, I'm pretty stacked on the line, so I can't complain. Sebastian Aho has just been sitting there that whole time.
That was my next pick. Did Sebastian Aho die over the summer? Like, what happened?
And I almost took him where Dobson went, but I would rather.
He's been all over the place because he got terrible value to start and then gets absolutely incredible value in the 11th on Sebastian Aho. That is criminal.
I know Tavares is out there, but I want to kind of ride Austin Matthews' coattails a little bit, get some hits with Matthew Nyes. I'll take that. Plus, I wanted another left wing guy.
I'm not going to wait for a goalie any longer. So we'll start with
Stolars. And there goes Jackson Lacombe, Drake Batherson. All right. So there goes Tavares, Zane Parik, Neil Pionk. So 3 straight defensemen for God. And then it takes Jacob Chikrin earlier. So God's got the 4 defensemen locked in there. Sam Montembeault, Shane Gostisbehere, Eric Carlson. Chris quickly back on the clock here halfway through the 12th round.
He can still produce, I think, in Calgary. It's good. It's decent as a depth spot. I'll take him here. Kadri's sitting around.
We know how much I love my wings, and this is a guy I've been trying to, or how much I value you loading up your wings as much as you can. Give me JJ Peterka out in Utah. I think they're gonna, he's gonna get I think he's due for a big year with the Mammoth. There goes Swayman and Saros. So, the tail end of the goalie, goalie 2s are going here as well. We get to the end of the 12th round, and we got 4 rounds to go here. So this is where your depth is important. This is where we're filling out rosters here.
Trying to find some.
Darnell Nurse, Drew Doughty. I anticipate a defenseman run coming soon. If you look at the board here, a lot of green in these last 3 rounds. It's eyeballing, and it's about half green.
Defensemen tend to go a little bit later, so
especially in a 10-teamer because people feel like they can wait. They can get that 3rd or 4th defenseman, and it's it's there for you. There goes Stuart Skinner. So Danny's got his Swayman Skinner goalie combination there. I don't know about waiting that long. Gabriel Landeskog goes, another guy that probably could have waited on. Here I am on the clock.
Ton of hits.
Let's see here. I don't want to wait because of that run on defenseman there. I don't want to wait any longer. Devin Taves. No, I don't want to compare him with shit. Forgot I had Makar. I can't do it. I'm gonna get auto picked. And I get Devin Taves anyway. You know what? I don't mind the Avalanche blue line stack. You can get away with it with having 2 guys on the same team. Because, Colorado's good enough that I'm going to play both of those guys when they're playing anyway. So I guess my knee-jerk instinct is right, and I shouldn't have got away from it. And the auto pick worked in my favor for once. There we go. Round 14. After me taking auto picked with Taves, Timo Meyer, Brock Nelson, Nikishin, Colton Parayko, Dylan Strome, Brian Russ, Tuck, Shane Hyman. Okay, it's a good pick there by Hyman, and I'm back on the clock as quickly as I was off of it.
I'm hoping his wrist will heal. I know those wrist injuries for players are just brutal, but the good news for Hyman is he doesn't really shoot the puck. He just deflects them in front of the net. So all his goals are within 3 feet of the blue paint. So
I know Sam Bennett's still out there, but yeah, no, I got to take Sam Bennett. He's the second line center on one of the best teams in hockey. He's a guy I haven't been taking a lot of. Nothing against him. It's just I thought the price. I was anticipating the Conn Smythe winner's price would be a little bit high. We're not really seeing that. We're not really seeing an inflated Bennett price. You're getting him at a fair spot. Logan Cooley was somebody else I considered. He goes 2 picks later as we're wrapping up round 14 here. You happy with your team so far?
I think I've done pretty well. I think it's been the damn Jacob Trouba living.
Listen, listen. Jimmy's going for hits. We know that. Jimmy is going to have every hit available in his league.
He is definitely he's definitely up there.
All right, so 2 picks till my turn. Logan Stankoven and Andrei Svechnikov back-to-back. Hurricanes, Gabe Velarde, Brad Marchand. Now, the way I build my teams, I've only got 2 picks left, so I look at defenseman or goalie here. I'm going to roll the dice on goalie. I am a big Cam Fowler guy in St. Louis. He really came on last year at the end. I know I'm trying to take guys I can avoid, but as my bench defenseman, I cannot ignore that. So and then Joel Eriksson Ek was the guy I was considering instead of Sam Bennett. Chris takes him there. I didn't want to double up with Boldy, Jonathan Marchessault, Mason McTavish. Good pick there in the 15th round. Gustav Forsling, certainly a strong late round defensive pick there. Pavel Buchnevich, guy plays all 3 wing positions. So again, you get to this point in the draft, those position versatility matters. Kochetkov, Jenner, Vetrano, Joey Decord. Chris coming up on his last pick, and he takes Zeev Boyum. And now I could go with a handcuff. I could just take Charlie Lindgren like I said I was going to and just have both Capitals goalies. But there's still some starters sitting out there. No, I'm not going to take Jet. Well, I mean, you don't have a pick anyway, so it's not like I can steal Jet Grease from you. I am big on Lucas Dostal this year. And as a third goalie, I'd rather have him than the handcuff. In a 10-team league, I know I can probably get Charlie Lindgren if I really need to on a whim. So I'll take Dostal and be happy with having my third goalie there. And yeah, we're about to wrap it up. There goes Jamie Benn. So again, just going after those gritty categories there.
I would have taken Jet Greaves if I didn't take Shesterkin so early. I feel like with Stolars, I could live with it.
Yeah. Listen, even if Stolars is on a split, you're okay. You got Shesterkin, who's going to be a workhorse. Now, let's run through this draft here. We usually go through one other person's draft. Let's go through God's draft. You get an opportunity to really go through such a high beings draft. We should really take full advantage of that. Austin Matthews, Rantanen pairing. We talked about strong way to go there. I would have gone Quinn Hughes instead of Rantanen, but it's, I'm not going to fault one way or the other there. Anchors the goaltending with Mackenzie Blackwood. I know it was close to a goalie share. He had the edge. Colorado might play him a little bit more this year. So off to a strong start there and gets Panarin on the turn. Then Barkov. So a Matthews, Barkov, top 2 centers. A Blackwood, Gustafson goalie pairing. Certainly not a bad way to go there. Jacob Chikrin, he's the first defenseman in the draft. God waits till the 7th round. Not something I would recommend, but with the picks he made, and again, a 10-team league, you get away with that a little bit more. It's fine. Jordan Kyrou in round 8, Konechny in round 9. He kind of gets forgotten about. He's certainly a guy that, like, if you've waited on wing, get to that, 9th round in the draft, 10th round even, 8th round maybe in deeper leagues, like, he's fine. Brandon Montour, Parik, and Pionk to round out the blue line there. So Chikrin and Montour are a little bit of a similar player there. We'll see what we get out of Parik, and Pionk is just going to be a hit machine. Dylan Strome, Brian Russ, Pavel Buchnevich, Kochetkov. Don't love the back end of the draft here. But, hey, I'm not the almighty, so who am I to criticize there? Any thoughts on God's draft, Chris?
Great build. Really, I mean, you would expect nothing less from God, obviously.
Of course.
You'd expect absolute perfection. It's not perfect, but it is definitely very, very good. That is
I
a
mean,
very good stacked team, good goaltending, good offensive players. The defense has upside. Just he's hit every category. And that's what you want to see out of a team.
listen, I know Coach Chekhov did not have a good second half of the season, but last year I think they went in with the approach where Anderson's the starter, Coach Chekhov's the backup. We all know Freddie Anderson's health issues. I think they understand this year not to officially call Freddie Anderson the backup, but I think they're going to approach Coach Chekhov as they're going to try and get him to be that 1A, and Anderson, they'll strategically start him. So I don't mind as a third goalie. Now, Chris and I were picking fifth and sixth here. So rather than us individually go through our teams, we'll go round by round here just to kind of, talk about our mindset and the picks there. Obviously, I said I was taking Makar, no doubt about it. Chris has made his Kaprizov love known. He talked about with Nylander how he could have gone Eichel, but was trying to do something different. I was taking one of those two guys there either way, so worked out. I go defense heavy, Bouchard with my pick there. Again, figuring let me anchor those top two spots. Yes, you can wait on blue liners in a 10-team league, or you can get two of the best ones early and then wait a long time before you look at it again. That's what I did. And then you took the goaltender there, Shesterkin. You got, guy who might finish as the second best fantasy goalie this year if Hellebuck, relinquishes the top spot, maybe even top spot.
I wanted Bouchard there. That's where I was starting. That's where I was going. I started to see some of the big boys go off the map, and I was like, okay, maybe this is where it is. But you took Bouchard, so I was like, hey, I'll take a goalie. I said, I feel like I can get a top goalie here, and I was like, I can deal with my defense later, and that's exactly what I did. I took Igor, and then there was, after Blackwood there from God, there's kind of like a point, the middle area where goalies didn't really go. So I felt like I did good there taking Igor early.
And then you missed out on Bouchard. Certainly Rasmus Dahlin's not a bad parting gift, as they would say on a gift show, if you a game show, if you lost, excuse me. So you get to your top defenseman there. Matt Boldy, listen, he's a key part of that offense too. Yes, it's Kaprizov, but I needed to go wing there. And then on the turn, you can't wait any longer than Tage Thompson. Frankly, if Jimmy had drafted a team in a normal fashion, Tage Thompson in a 10-team draft, probably not there for me in the fifth round, the middle of it. But again, it was going to take Suzuki or Thompson. Same thing for Chris there. He was hoping for Thompson. He got Suzuki, not the worst silver medal there.
No, listen, if you can get a player who can average a point per game, in the fifth round, I think that's great value.
Then you turn around in round 6, get Kempe. We talked about, in a Bangor league, he scores, he gets hits, he's on the Kings top line, he's one of their best producers. Certain nothing wrong there. I didn't want to wait any longer on goalie because once you get to this Sorokin Bobrovsky, I think Dustin Wolf is going to be a fantastic goalie in his career. I think he's going a little too high in drafts right now. Again, Calgary, as strong as he was, and maybe I'm wrong. Maybe this is the goalie that comes out of nowhere and ends up finishing third in Vezina voting, for all I know. But I think he's just going a little too high. But especially with like a Logan Thompson on the board, So for me, I grabbed Sorokin there. Coming around again, I only have one guy. I have 2 wing eligible players at this point in centers deep, so I go Cole Caulfield. Not trying to spite Chris. I just think that was the right pick there. And listen, I know Yossi's taking a step back. But Dahlin Yossi is a 1-2.
Guys who can shoot the puck, guys who can block shots, guys who can rack up points. Not too shabby, if I don't say so myself.
Then we got Larkin, and he takes Nico Hischier there, who for some reason I feel like he should be going a little bit earlier than he is. So take advantage of that value if you're doing your drafts this early. Get him in the 8th round there, because I was taking him if he didn't, and he kind of threw me for a little bit of a mind fuck there. So I take Dylan Larkin. Certainly not a bad silver medal there. Not a bad if I'm not taking Hischier. Coming back around, again, Noah Dobson. Yes, Lane Hudson's going to be like the guy that drives the power play, but Dobson's going to still be, a key top pairing, play in many situations kind of guy there. So, and as a third defenseman, I'm very happy to get him there. Take Kevin Fiala to pick after me.
I feel like Kevin Fiala, I'm okay with where he was. I'd like to see more points out of him. I'd like to see him flirt with the 60 plus, but I think he's like the shot volume's still pretty good. I still think the Kings can generate offense. I'm okay with it. I was really happy with the Mikhail Sergachev pick, though.
I was considering Sergachev instead of Dobson, but I said I got to take Dobson over him. If you hadn't taken him, I would have just taken my fourth defenseman and done there.
No, he was not coming around. We had spoken about him, and I was like, you know what? Cal Sergachev's floor is pretty good on a really good team. That's gonna, we'll see if they're good defensively, but at least Utah is going to want to score goals, and Sergachev's going to be part of it.
Now, I did wait a little bit to get Sorokin. Once I see Hill, Markstrom, I saw Demko go. Once Bennington went, that was my cue. Okay, if Sergachev's not there, I got to take Thompson or Kemper. And when Thompson was there, that was the guy. Kemper goes one pick later, then turning around, trying to ride some of that Austin Matthews point share with Matthew Nyes. Also gets a ton of hits. So, again, it needed a left wing there. Why not? And then you get Stolarz as your goalie, too, behind Igor Shesterkin. Certainly a strong goalie, too.
Strong goalie there. If we believe the Leafs are going to be good as well, then we believe Stolarz is going to play. Health is always the number one thing, but in a 10-team league, I still feel like if he goes down, I can forget Joseph Woll. I can just plug him in. So I was more than happy going that route, especially in the 11th round, getting a starter. I was good with it.
Now you'll see there's a lot of green here, but you know what you don't see is a lot of red and orange past round 11. So you come back with Kadri, strong center pick, across the board guy. JJ Peterka, I'm very bullish on him this year, and I'm kind of glad again because you saw the wings kind of start to dry up here. Then you get into the Marchenko. I'm certainly happy with Timo Meyer. I'm snake bitten on. So like Peterka is kind of like that last call. Hyman also I would also consider too. I consider taking Hyman maybe instead of Taves. Had he been there when I had taken Bennett, maybe I would have taken him instead, but you take Hyman there. So yeah, I get Peterka. I get auto picked on Taves, which was who I was going to pick. Then I second, third, fourth, fifth guessed myself and get him anyway. You're kind of you've taken Timo Meyer in a couple of drafts here. You're betting on a bounce back from.
I'm grasping for. I know he'll never be the player he was in San Jose, which is unfortunate because he left San Jose, went to a team that is definitely high octane offense, and it just hasn't translated yet. But the scoring and the shots are there. I just feel like he's a complimentary player now, and unfortunately, that's probably going to put him at a 60-point range. But he can be a 30-30 guy who throws his weight around and takes 275 shots, which is not terrible in the 13th round. And then with Zach Hyman, it's kind of like, I don't think he's a 54 goal scorer, but again, if he's going to play on the top line with McDavid and or Draisaitl, he's going to be in the front of the net on the power play. Like he's just there. We'll see how his wrist heals. It looks like he's going to be ready, but wrist injuries for players, man, are just really tough. It sucks the life out of your power and everything. But like I said, the good news is with Hyman is he scores all his goals from 5 feet inside of the crease. So I don't have to worry about his, 15-foot wrist shot, just tap him in.
Can you play with a wrist injury depending upon what it is? Sure. But you are not I played through a broken wrist for 2 months, but the catch was I can't take a slap shot. Like it's not happening. It's just like everything's going to be wrist. There's going to be I couldn't handle it. We got 40 seconds before we lose the window here. So you get Meyer, Hyman there. I love that. Hyman is a late round steal. Bennett, if you're getting him this late in drafts, absolutely. But just if you get somebody that comes in and wants to pay a Conn Smythe premium on him, that's not what I'm about. Yeah. Cam Fowler, I spoke about before. I love him there. Him or Forsling as your fourth or even your top bench defenseman. That's what I'm aiming for. And then Dostal, I talked about why I took him instead of Lindgren. Handcuffed there because I am a big believer on him. And you close out with a couple of Minnesota Wild there and Joel Eriksson-Ek, which is a great late round pick, and Zeev Boyum.
I'm just trying to find some value there in Minnesota. It seems like I found it, or at least I hope I did. At least I hope I found it. Joel Eriksson-Ek is going to get that. There's no other center in Minnesota, so he's going to play with Kirill Kaprizov, who I own. And Booyah might feel like I don't know if they're just going to give the top power play job to Brock Besser. Sorry, not Brock Besser.
Brock Faber.
Brock Faber. Thinking of Brock Besser. I don't feel like they're going to give it to Faber right off the rip. Or maybe like the year that he had was not that great enough, and they at least have a little bit of competition. I just feel like Boyum can take it, and if he can get if he can flirt with 45 points, I'm like, all right, it's not terrible. It's not great, but it's not terrible.
To me, in that situation, you let Faber have it as the incumbent. But I mean, he's no fool. He knows who's in the blue line there. He knows if he's not performing, it's going to be taken. But I think it's easier to do that and then go to Boyum, and then it's not working out. And now Faber's confidence is already shot because he didn't get the gig. And now, sometimes guys take that as motivation, chip on their shoulder. But to me, I'd rather go with the guy who had it last year, even if he didn't do the best with it. Give him a chance. He's a young defenseman. That's the thing we forget about.
Still kids, yeah.
Defensemen take time. Matvei Mishkov can come, and I know he's playing with men over in the KHL, but he can come over and have an impact year one. As a forward, it is way easier to have a massive. And even though he had a strong rookie year, Faber, that people are like, oh, maybe he should get it over Bedard. No, he shouldn't. No. But the fact that you're even having that conversation speaks volumes. Yeah. But the sophomore slump for a defenseman is not uncommon. So that's why, to me, let Faber have it, and then you see.